One of the biggest regrets that I have, besides saying there must be a God, Reagan has cancer, one of the biggest regrets I have is the fact that one of the best shows I ever did in my life was that last radio show when I quit to go do cocaine. It was, the deal was that I was going to quit, but the deal I had made with my bosses was they wanted me to work until April 1st, you know, and when the deal was that no one was to mention it, they weren't to tell anyone that, and if anyone found out that I was quitting before the date that I was supposed to quit, I was going to quit that day. So my bosses were sworn to secrecy because I didn't want any kind of hurrahs or congratulations or tributes or none of that stuff. I just wanted out of there to do cocaine, you know. So comes the last day, my program director lets me do total freeform radio, just like I was doing in 1970. Like total freeform. Play anything you want, do anything you want, say anything you want within, you know, that doesn't violate the FCC. And you can, it's just your show. So what I did was I went in early and I taped the last 2 hours of my show. So I had to mentally make believe that I had already done 2 hours and now I'm starting to, and so I taped a goodbye. And it was just this, I mean, it was, and 2 months before that, I wanted some kind of a song, I wanted some kind of a way to, it was a silly thing, let people know that I was leaving, but without telling them. So every day for the 2 months previous to my leaving, I played this song called No Good to Cry by the Wild Weeds. It was a one-hit wonder, a great song, No Good to Cry, and it had a great beat to it. It sort of sounds similar to Amy Winehouse's Back in Black. It has that same kind of melody, but a little more up-tempo. Anyway, I played it every day. I ended my show with it, and nobody knew why. I didn't ever tell anybody, but they all knew that was how I was going to end my show. And then when I finally did say goodbye, whatever I did and said was kind of cool, and then I played No Good to Cry, and I said, goodbye, everybody. I'm going to try a career in television, which was a lie. I just wanted to do cocaine. I'm going to go off to other things. You've been great. You've been wonderful. You've been a super audience. And I blah, 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 blah. And I taped it. So now I've got this big tape of 2 hours of my last show ever, I thought, before I came back as Dwayne or any of that. And so I do my show, and now it's time for the last 2 hours. I've done 2 hours live. And I said, I'll be right back right after these commercials. Put on the tape of the last 2 hours, at the end of that tape, it said goodbye to my fellow radio announcers, goodbye to everybody, because they all thought I was going on vacation. And I said in the tape, everybody thinks I'm going on vacation. I thought I was going on vacation, but I'm not. This is my last show. Forever, thank you. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I put the tape on, and so now, and it's still, the tape is just an innocent sounding tape with Jimi Hendrix and whatever. And now I leave the building, I leave the Prudential Center, I get in my car. I have a joint, this big, a long spliff that somebody gave me. And I get in my car and I start driving to Vermont because I'm going to meet some friends in Vermont, and then we're going to go to Italy. And then when I come back, I'm going to do more cocaine. So I'm on my way to Vermont, and I'm listening to WBCN, and I'm lighting up this joint. And so as I'm smoking it and I'm driving on the highway, I'm listening to my show. And now I'm coming to the part. I'm thinking, and now the joint's like halfway down, and all of a sudden I start losing the BCN signal. So I'm kind of a little baked. So I pull over the side of the road, and I'm thinking, this guy is really good. I love his freaking music. And then I go, oh, wait, that's me. And I'm thinking, oh, shit. So I put the joint down, and then I just sit back and I start listening. It's the best show I ever heard in my life. I'm thinking, this guy, oh, this is me. I'm so great. And I'm listening. And there I am, and I'm saying goodbye to everybody. And back at the station, all the announcers are going, what the fuck's going on? Laquidara's leaving, what's up? And all that pandemonium's going on. And I'm up there halfway to Vermont, sitting, listening to it. And one of my biggest regrets in radio is that I didn't think to tape that whole show or ask anybody to tape that whole show, because that show was really, to me, of course, it's my favorite music and all that, but there I was so high, and I'm thinking, this guy is playing all my favorite music, and I didn't realize, for a second I tripped out and didn't realize it was me, but that was my last show.